Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. I'm Mark and this is Sarah, and we have a lot of children. Sorry. There's a small child trying to eat. Oh, never mind. Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. I am Mark. This is Sarah. It's her channel. I'm just taking over for today. We have 10 children altogether, 8 living still at home, and we live here on the coast of Maine. And this morning we went to an awesome beach, but you'll probably see that video someplace else. What are we talking about?
We are talking about how we can turn things in our mind from burdens to blessings. Kind of like a thankfulness game.
Perspective.
And so we started this video a minute ago, and then we had to stop it because we had to deal with the child because they were hurt. They're okay now. But I was saying,
totally flubbed it.
But I was saying, I have a little one here. He's 1, and I sometimes need to go change a diaper. And I could look at that as a burden, or I could think I have a little bit of time one-on-one with him where I could be singing him a song or enjoying his giggles all to myself, because in a family this big, everybody else always wants to play with him.
Totally.
So.
Well, I was thinking about, living on the coast of Maine. A lot of people are like, oh, it's beautiful in the summer. And oftentimes we're very quick to say, yes, but it's cold in the winter and the snow is terrible and blah, blah. And we find ourselves complaining. By the way, it's summer. It's July. There's no snow anywhere near us right now.
And won't be for a while.
And won't be for quite some months. So I can either sit around and complain about that, or I can enjoy what we're doing today. And you know what? Even when there's snow outside, we have a nice, warm, comfy house. And we have nice warm clothes that if we want to go play in the snow, we can do that. And we have a nice safe vehicle that God has provided for us so that we can drive where we want to go, even in the snow. So yeah, that's a good idea. It's a great idea for a video. We should do one.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
So another thing is we have a large piece of property here. It is a blessing from my mom. We were able to move into the property my parents bought 22 years ago.
23 years ago, because we've been married 23 years now.
Oh yeah, 23 years ago. But my dad passed away 11 years ago, and while that was not good, and we all are still, wish my dad was here, it gave us the opportunity to live with my mom for a short period of time, and she has a house in the backyard. And so it's a blessing that we're able to have that, and we are able to enjoy this 2.5 acres of property. And so we could
but we have to mow the lawn. It's so much work.
But the kids have a great piece of property to play on, and it gives our 15-year-old a job that he can be responsible for and work hard.
He has learned how to drive the tractor, do maintenance on the tractor. He's learned how to run the weed whacker, and he takes pride in his work.
Yeah, he
can not pride in a bad way, but
he can feel
works
glad
hard
for a job well done.
Yep, a good job, well done, accomplished work. And then you know what? The grass grows every week, so then you have to go back at it again. And we continue to take dominion and keep dominion over this chunk of land that God has provided.
The baby walking, and it reminded me something I could see as a burden is he's now walking, meaning he can reach more things. He's also a climber, so he climbs to get things. But the fact that I have a child that is able to walk, Josiah, if you haven't been watching, Josiah didn't walk until he was 2, and then he broke his ankle right away and didn't walk till he was 2.5.
Right.
And there were hardships in that, there were blessings in that, but now we have a child who is walking. I need to baby-proof the house to another level, another height level, but he's walking, and that's awesome. I have a child who did it on his own. So.
I'm trying to slide down a slide, but the slide is kind of sticky, so he's slumping.
The fact that we have dirty dishes after a meal means that we had food that we were all able to eat. We had enough dishes to put them on, but we also had enough food to fill the bellies of the kids. Another
thing is clothing. Like, it's always, we have to wash another load of laundry, and we have to hang it out, and we have to fold some, and like all of that work that goes into laundry. But you know what? We are so blessed that we have multiple sets of clothing that we didn't make ourselves. Like, we were just reading some books about some older days when people did have to make their own clothing or make dresses out of flour sack material or things like that. We are incredibly blessed, and we really have no reason to complain.
We have so many clothes that we've actually been able to take some trips to Goodwill recently because we've either grown out of things, or there were just more clothes than we were going to be able to use, and we wanted other people to be able to use them. We also pass them on to people if we know someone who has a child our size.
Right.
But right now, all of our
Don't
friends who
chop my
have kids
size.
about our sizes have been passing their clothes on to us. So I don't have anyone else to pass them on to right now.
That is one advantage of having a large family and lots of children to feed is people tend to look at our family and say, you must need some clothing. So they do donate them a
Sometimes
lot,
we
too.
get food from a single person or a couple who for some reason is left with a lot of things because they don't want to eat the same thing over and over again. But if they give it to us, it might be one meal's worth for us that they would have been eating for a week. So yeah, it's a blessing. The fact that we have enough, so we do not make a huge amount of money, and we could complain about the fact that we don't have a huge amount, but God.
Can I stop for just a second? A lot of people that watch YouTube people must be watching more popular YouTube people to think that we make a lot of money on YouTube. It was 14 months ago. It was about the time Elisha was born that we monetized on YouTube for the first time. So just over a year ago. At first we were making something like $60 a month. It got up to like 100 and something, maybe even over 200 at one point.
Yeah, I think we had 1 month that was a little over
But
200.
the average over the last 14 months has been something like $160, $170. So it's awesome. Thank you so much for watching. But people seem to have this strange notion that we're like making, $10,000 a month.
Yeah, so that wasn't what I was talking about, though.
Sorry. I was just thinking about that
Yeah.
when we were talking about it. Like, we share our lives because we want to share the things that God has blessed us with and things that we've learned. And we want to be an encouragement to people. And yes, we do make some money.
Yeah.
And we're thankful for that as
Yes.
well. That's supplemental to what we already had. And God continues to provide for us in every way.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is we have enough money, even though it's a low income. God has allowed us to be out of debt now for 16 years.
16 years. Yeah.
And so the money that's coming in is money that we have to spend. It's not money that's already booked for somebody else.
we pay rent on the house and we buy our own food.
The
and stuff like
regular
that.
the regular bills, but we don't have.
But like, I don't
a
even
debt.
think 6 months ago was our first Azure Standard order. So we're now buying and grinding our own grain. God provided for us to have money to buy a grain mill so we can grind our own grain and we can buy good quality grain. We were buying more organic stuff, not all organic stuff, but more of it. So even though we have the same budget that we've had, we've found creative ways to save. We're trading money for time.
Yeah.
Where you put some work in to grind your own grain, but you have a more healthy, nutritious product. We all enjoy it. It's been really great, but we didn't do that even a year ago.
No.
So God continues to give us new ways to learn and to spend wisely and to be thankful.
And the fact that God has given us time that we have, I don't know, God gives us only we all have the same amount of time, and we can squander that time or we can try to use it wisely. And I don't always use it wisely. So don't take this as I have it all together. But God has given me time where we've been able to get better at making certain foods. So we can make bread that feeds our family. We can make, because I've had the time and the experience, we don't have as many failures as we used to have. But God also provided us with the finances at the time to always have food on the table, even if I totally messed up a meal, because that happened. And I could look at it as, so we got cut off there, but I could look at it as, oh, look at all those times I failed. Or I could look at it as God gave me those opportunities to fail, which taught me something. Sometimes those failures were things like, I forgot to put yeast in the bread. Bread does not rise very well. Forgot to put salt in the bread. Salt doesn't taste salt tastes good. Salt makes it taste good.
Put way too much salt in the bread.
Put way too much salt in the bread. That was Abigail. She's over here going, me.
She's taking credit for it. I couldn't remember where it was. Thank you for admitting to that.
There's times that I've burnt things really badly. There's times, we had friends over one time and I tried to cook 2 chickens. They weren't cooking, so I then tried to cook them in 2 separate ways, and we still did not have cooked chicken by the end of the meal. And you know what? We all had a great time and we still talk about it. So that's all been great. So anyway, but then we had to stop because the phone was out of space for us to do the video. It stopped in the middle. And the fact that we have a phone, we have this little computer in our pocket that if I want to put something on my grocery order, I just pick it up and I put it there. Phones really can be a burden they can take you away from the things that are really important. But if you work really hard to try to manage your time well, they can really be an awesome resource that Laura Ingalls Wilder, Ma couldn't just be like, hey, I need some bread, because someone bring it to my house.
Right.
So, what?
What's the matter?
want to go to mommy's.
So, just baby.
Speaking
he's
of social
awesome.
media,
Oh yeah.
okay, this probably isn't even part of this video. I'm trying
Go
to
ahead,
find a
we'll
way
do
to
it.
make it part of this video. But to say that I've been trying to be more cautious lately. We've had conversations lately about the proper use of social media and what a blessing it is that we can communicate with people literally around the world instantaneously via video and all of this. And yet even that as a blessing should be appreciated. But we may even abuse that privilege. We may spend way too much time. We may neglect our families. We may speak unkindly to people because there's that medium where you don't actually see the person and their reaction of, oh, I can't believe they said that. Are they talking about me? It's very hard because we still make these videos, but we're not talking about specific people. We're talking about circumstances in our lives. But what a blessing it is to have that kind of access, but also a responsibility to use it wisely.
But the blessing we have that access. Like while we were making this video, I just saw that a friend from Pennsylvania sent me something. I don't even know what it was because I couldn't read the whole thing. But I don't get to be with her often. We see each other 2 or 3 times a year. And the fact that she saw something and she thought of me and sent it is just a blessing. You know, that we can stay in touch with people.
We talk to our daughter Virginia every day. We often get pictures or videos of our grandson Justice, who is going to be a year old this coming Monday.
Yeah.
All of those sorts of things. Those are things my parents didn't have when I was younger. If there was home videos, they were not instantly available via the internet. You had to carry around these big cassette tapes and hope somebody had the right player for it, and that sort of thing.
But in all of that, remembering that our family is the biggest blessing that we have. Husband, you know, having a spouse, but then also having children around. And it can be very easy to see our children as a burden because we try to look at the other things around us as blessings. Like we can say, oh, it's a blessing that I can talk to my friend in Pennsylvania, but is my friend in Pennsylvania more important than the people that are around me? And that's for myself. That's not trying to pick on people on here, but it's very easy to pick up the phone in the middle of a conversation and make the people in the room realize that your mind isn't on them, it's on someone else.
Guilty.
So yeah,
I'm easily distracted. Yeah, sometimes we'd be better off. I've been leaving my phone in the other room on the charger a lot more lately, or trying to.
I am too. I had to go get a child to go in and get this phone because I had put it inside so that while we were outside I didn't have it in my hand because it's so easy to do something. And I want to be available, like to my daughter. If my daughter writes to me from Tennessee and she needs something, I want to be available to her. But she also knows if she writes me a message, I might not see it. If she needs me, she needs to call me because everyone will hear the phone ring and they'll answer it.
Right.
But I don't want to be available to everybody else in the world and not to my own family.
Right.
So.
And we have a lot of family here. Like we have 8 children at home, 2 children no longer at home, grandchildren in various places. And then my mother who lives with us, and then Sarah's mother who lives in a house in the backyard, you know, a couple hundred feet away from us. So that's an awful lot of people that we really need to be thinking of, that we have the privilege to spend time with. As a child, I did not have a lot of time with my grandparents, but our kids get to live with my mother, like with their grandmother on that side, and we live in the same property, and for 3.5 years lived in the same house with your mom. So those are incredible blessings, opportunities that we can serve our parents, and that oftentimes they're very helpful to us as well.
But we could see it as a burden because like my mom calls every night and she expects, saying that in quotes, she calls and asks what's for supper and expects she's going to eat with us because that's our pattern. We do it. And I could be
that's
like,
what we want to do.
I have to feed her again. Or I could be like, I get the privilege to see my mom tonight. It's exciting. And really, when you have this many kids, adding food for
I saw it. Good job.
for both grandmas also really doesn't take that much.
No, it really doesn't. Hang on just a second. Our allergies are like, I think it's a
Okay.
goldenrod or something. I'm like totally today stuffed up, can't breathe.
So in this thankfulness game, how's that a blessing, not a burden?
Oh, because God has made an abundance of beautiful flowers. I don't know how much you can see behind us or around us, but like we have flowers and plants, and we have apple trees that we planted this year.
We have a garden.
And wild apple trees that have been here for a long time, and a garden, and the kids are always pulling flowers up and trying to find out what this new flower is. So yes, there's some of them that bother your sinuses, or at least mine. But again, the fact that we're healthy most of the time, the fact that our noses work the right way and our sinuses drain the proper way most of the time is an incredible blessing, because it says that we have life, that we have breath, that God has given us all of these things.
Yeah.
She was trying to stump me.
Oh, do you have something you want to stump me with?
No.
Give me something and I'll make it a blessing.
Nope.
Well, I was thinking the other day, because I asked one of the kids to draw for school. I asked them to paint a picture and to have, he wants to climb in that chair, Abigail, to paint a picture and to have 5 blessings on it. And after he finished painting, he only had 4. He was like, here's the blessings. And I was like, you know what? You have more than that, because one of the things was grass. And grass is something that's great to have your shoes off and go running around in the grass. But grass is also great because it feeds the cows, and that means we get to eat hamburgers. So 2 blessings.
Praise the Lord for grass.
We're not having burgers for supper.
No, hamburgers are ridiculously expensive.
It
right
is.
now.
The price is going
It
up.
is.
But the fact that
That means I get more chicken. That's good.
The fact food prices are going up, but the fact that there are still things out there that are affordable foods. And we can look at it and we can say, oh, it's a problem that I can't buy beef anymore. But I can buy chicken, and I can buy beans, and I can buy eggs, and prices have gone down.
We have access to a lot of protein, a lot of good, nourishing food.
Yeah, so
that we enjoy.
instead of saying, oh, the price of that one item is high, I can say, oh, what about this? And the fact that God has provided resources for people that need them for food. So like our family, we qualify for food stamps. We don't need it right now. But the fact that it's available for people that need it, or that the food pantries are available for people who need it, because there were times where people would have just gone hungry. Like the potato famine in Ireland, where you just didn't have anything to eat and people died. The fact that we live in a day and age where we have health care for our children. And so I've actually seen this kind of question come up before. We don't do all the normal well child visits. Like if our kids aren't sick, we might put it off for a few months, because there's, I have other people in the family that have medical needs too. So if someone's supposed to have a well child visit in July and we don't do it till October, I have very healthy kids, and that's a blessing. But also the fact that if we have an emergency or a acute sickness, I have the ability to drive to the hospital down the road, and they're going to treat me whether I have the cash in hand or not, is a blessing that we have in this country that other countries don't have. There's other countries that you need to come and you need to give them money before you go. Or there's other countries that don't want to get in.
There's also places where there's just a very limited supply of medical supplies, or doctors or nurses or any of those kind of people to do the thing. You can have all the supplies even, but if you don't have the know-how to apply them, that's not
helpful. And there's people that come to the United States to have surgeries and stuff because they live in countries where they're not able to get those surgeries done in a timely manner. So just the fact that we have that access, and that most of us in the United States also have access to travel to and from the hospitals if we have someone in the hospital. We know someone who has a daughter in the hospital right now. I know it's been on like K-Love and stuff. So the girl's name is Autumn. You can be praying for her. She's a older teenager, and she's got some major complications going on. But the fact that we live in a country where there's doctors who are there watching her progress all the time, and her family is able to travel to her. There's other, like if you were in, the jungles in Africa, even if you were able to get someone to the hospital, you might not be able to stay near them and with them, where we have the accessibility to be able to travel and be near those people. So again, pray for Autumn. That's her name. So other things, bugs. How can we make bugs a blessing?
I don't know.
They're entertainment for the kids. Alicia was just staring at a bee.
Oh, entertainment for children.
I'll watch bees. I have no problem watching bees. I don't mind spiders. I don't mind a lot of them. The mosquitoes. Having a hard time with that one. Praise God for malaria. No, we don't. Praise God, we don't have malaria here, and we don't have West Nile virus, very common. We don't have any of the other things around here. Maine, yes, it gets cold in the winter, but it seems like the winter kills off almost everything except ticks. We do have Lyme disease in Maine. Some of us have dealt with that in our family.
But we live in a time and place where we have medicine.
Yes.
And I know that there's setbacks to the medicine also, but the fact that, you used to not be able to have medicine for malaria.
Right.
So that's a big blessing.
Yep.
The fact that we have kids peeking out from everywhere is a blessing. They each have their own each have their own unique personalities, and the reason that God brings children into your lives is that you are meant to nurture them and to bring them up in God's word, to like be teaching them about God, because God has given us our own little ministry here within our home.
And here in Maine, it's not illegal to homeschool. In some states, it's illegal or very, very difficult with a bunch of restrictions. Some countries, it is absolutely illegal. We know we have viewers who have dealt with that kind of thing in various countries. So praise God that we have currently a state that allows that to happen and does not interfere very much at all. So we have unique opportunities to have our children at home where some people don't.
Yeah, and I think that
Sorry.
all the stopping is so Mark can so you didn't want to do that on camera. But anyway, the idea that we also have all of these children, God has given me and Mark, but has given me as a mom the idea of what I'm supposed to be spending my time on. I don't have to be like, God, what do you want me to do? The next thing to do might be the crying child needs a diaper change. He actually wanted to go play. It might be that he needs to eat. It might be supper time and it's time for me to cook. It might be time for me to teach a daughter a new recipe in the kitchen. It might be time for a son to sit down and do Bible with me. But there's always something to be doing that is good and beneficial to advance God's kingdom. And so I don't have to be sitting around twiddling my thumbs like, what should I do with my time? But anyway, we are going to get going because the kids are all various places and it's almost snack time. But I thought it would be fun. Write down below something that you or maybe you see other people treating as a burden and how you can turn it around as a blessing. We'll see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God.